People who were teenagers before social media existed, what was life actually like?
It was messy and real. Friendships happened face to face, mistakes didn't follow you online, and boredom somehow made life magical.
Seems it was more genuine and raw compared to what I went through.
No social media, no phones, so no camera phones. It was great. I did plenty of dumb stuff, and there's no real record of it that will forever be available out there on the internet.
And if you did have a camera, it was probably one of those cheap disposable ones where everyone's eyes were red from the flash, and the pictures would usually come out blurry at best. We memorized most people's phone numbers since we didn't have cell phones either. And you called them the night before to meet someplace at a very specific time at a specific location and had faith you'd catch each other. And usually did. Lots of scheduling.
And you spent Friday at school asking around to figure out what was going on. Then that transitioned to calling your network after school if it was a slow developing weekend. Last resort was basically getting a few friends and either just doing something low-key or driving around hoping to see other people at a hangout spot. Dazed and Confused was pretty accurate right up until cell phones became common.
There was a time when I could open my flip phone, put someone's phone number in, and send them a text using T9 input, all without taking my phone out of my pocket. This was a skill you developed when you were in high school in 2003.
People answered the phone and door happily. People met up daily. People left the house and did things. People learned how to act around other people. People learned how to respectfully debate with each other.
Hey Mom, I'm going out to ride my bike.
It meant I was riding around the neighborhood to see what other kids were up to. Maybe I'd join an ongoing game of kick the can or join Steve, who was already shooting hoops in his driveway.
Yes, more random. I see kids today still doing stuff, but they waste hours texting back and forth trying to set a mutually agreeable time and place. I sometimes wonder how me and my mates met up without mobile phones. We just knew where everyone would be. Kick the can. The neighborhood adults used to play kick the can with us neighborhood kids occasionally. I remember the time one neighbor broke his toe by accidentally jamming it on the concrete while attempting to kick the can.
Actually got to live and find who you were without pressures of millions of people having the ability or desire to judge you for your actions and your mistakes. I was so lucky to be an 80s or 90s kid. Such wonderful decades. A lot more social. If you wanted to meet someone, you had to leave the house. Pubs, bars, and clubs were packed out at weekends. No mobile phones, so you had to remember numbers. Or if you forgot it, go to the exact same club the following week and hope they turned up. Do stupid stuff and deny it was you. No camera phones, no proof.
I miss photographs. A physical photo album. Digital images in phones or computers are not the same. Easier to lose them too.
You could do something stupid at 15 and only the 3 people there remembered it, not the entire internet forever.
My childhood and high school friends talk all the time about how lucky we are for this. Facebook came into existence our sophomore year of college, but the document everything era of smartphones and Instagram or TikTok didn't come to be until we were out of our wildest years. Thank God. Gossip and rumors certainly did spread pretty fast though, and it was harder to correct misunderstandings or bad impressions because it was all hearsay. On top of that, nobody could just crawl into an internet support group that validated their own discriminatory beliefs. So something stupid you did at 15 wasn't life-altering, but also if anybody did something outlandish like being straight-up racist, nobody was coming to their defense in public, and there weren't readily available social media groups, blogs, or pages that validated their bigotry. They had to sit with that shame. We used to go to our friend's house, knock on the door, and ask his parents, "Is X coming outside to play?" It was free. Free to be who you want, where you wanted to be. I had more freedom in primary or grade school than teenagers these days. Has the world changed? Absolutely. I am not suggesting that this world should or could ever be able to raise kids the way I was raised. The world is different. But I think I would not trade how I grew up for all the modern advancements of today. Amazing! I felt free. I could just go outside and play, and having a video game console meant actually enjoying it. We would go outside and meet our friends in real life. You had to actually approach a girl you might be interested in,
And if you were smooth enough to score her phone number, you had the utter dread of her dad answering the phone when you finally mustered the courage to call her.
Much less hate-filled. We were ignorant to much of what was going on around us. Oh, and it definitely seemed like most people valued science. We were ignorant to much of what was going on around us. There was a whole war happening in Europe. Hundreds of thousands dead, millions more displaced. Genocides and counter-genocides happening all the time. We'd get like 5 to 10 minutes a day about it on the nightly news, and that was really all the space it occupied in our brains. Just drove around the town on a bicycle, randomly visiting friends without prior confirmation. The world felt very small. Everyone knew everyone, because there was no background noise. Word of mouth is powerful. I have no idea how the rumors of Marilyn Manson removing his ribs to be able to perform that act on himself spread all over the world. Sliding into someone's DMs required knowing the locker and writing a note. Boring but pleasant. Walking a mile to the local video store just to dig through dozens of shelves to find something that maybe seemed interesting is infinitely more enjoyable than doom scrolling. We used to pass handwritten notes, memorize a phone number, and hope a parent didn't answer. Just show up to a house that had a pile of bikes in the front yard. And the amount of miles I traveled away from my house with a bike was insane, as long as I was back by dark. You know, I thought I went miles away from my house as a kid. Only recently, after looking at my old house, did I realize all my friends lived within plus or minus 10 blocks of me. We put a lot of miles on riding around, but we never actually went that far. Oh, note passing. Bullying still happened before social media. Not as widespread. It was different, but rejection, rumors, and jerks still existed and made your life hard. I got some pretty nasty notes given to me and passed around about me. We had parties in the woods that were mostly sitting around on blankets and talking. Definitely a lot more face-to-face interaction. I talked to my best friends on the landline after school. We didn't text to confirm plans, so most plans did not fall through. This just reminded me of how much coordination it took to get a group of people together to go see a movie. Multiple calls to different people confirming what movie, which time, whose parents would drive, and so on. This actually made me miss that time a little bit less. Haha. Sitting with my girlfriend on the park swing set, just talking about high school stuff. Didn't have to worry about understanding the new meme, or what the economy was doing, or what a terrible person the president was, because we didn't have news blasted at us 24/7. The anticipation of not knowing how your photos would turn out when using a single-use disposable camera, and then bringing the developed packet of photos to school to look through them with your friends was so much fun. You called people's entire residence, not a person directly. Now, you had to speak to mothers and fathers and little brothers and sisters just to get told the girl you were crushing on wasn't home and couldn't come to the phone. Unless you were super cool and had your own line. I only knew one person who had that in middle school, before cell phones. But she had a line that rang just in her bedroom. I think she was talking to boys too long, and parents got tired of the line always being busy. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It really helps. Subscribe for more, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one.